How's it going, guys and gals? This is Anthony, and today we're back at it with another video with the delayed review of WrestleMania 41 Night 2. Contrary to Night 1, which the show started meh, at least this show started with a bang. So if you want to keep hearing reviews, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So night 2 began with the Women's World Championship triple threat match between Io Sky defending the title against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. The reason we got into this match is because on the road to Elimination Chamber, Liv Morgan and Io Sky were fighting for a qualifying spot at the Elimination Chamber, and Rhea accidentally got Io disqualified after she attacked Liv Morgan in plain view of the referee, leaving Io outside of the Elimination Chamber. Therefore, Adam Pearce made a match between Rhea Ripley defending the title against Io Sky on the Raw after Elimination Chamber. Bianca got in here because she won the Women's Elimination Chamber match, with her and Liv Morgan being the last two. On the Raw after the Elimination Chamber, Io and Rhea had the match for the Women's World title, where Io won after Rhea got distracted with Bianca Belair telling her, why are you cheering Io or something? You don't want to face me? See you at WrestleMania, blah 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 blah. And then Io countered the superplex into the moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Io was the new champion. So at that moment, it was only Io versus Bianca Belair. And then they went into the WrestleMania 20 dynamic, where Rhea Ripley turned into the crybaby Shawn Michaels of 2004 and signed the contract without her being even advertised for the match and saying, my name's in the contract. She went full Shawn Michaels in 2004. Bianca was definitely the Triple H in this feud, and Io was the Chris Benoit. It was WrestleMania 20 all over again. So if you've watched WrestleMania 20, you know what happened here. And it was pretty obvious who was going to win, because they did the WrestleMania 20 and Backlash 2004 dynamic all over again. The underdog pinned Rhea to win the title. So it was just like on WrestleMania 20 when Benoit made Triple H tap out. So this match, you knew, okay, Rhea's not getting pinned, so it's obvious that Bianca is there to hit the pin. So even though the finish was pretty predictable, if you watched 2004 WWE, this match was excellent. Just like the Night 1 triple threat was excellent, with the story, the false finishes, the hatred between these three guys. This was three ladies trying to prove they are the best. And obviously I forgot to mention something on the build-up, that at the very least, I forgot to mention this. The company kind of F themselves over here, because it was a 3 babyface match, and obviously, we know that Bianca Belair might have something to do with the Jade Cargill storyline, so she's obviously turning heel. But man, on WrestleMania 20, at least Shawn Michaels got some cheers. Rhea was booed out of the building. Rhea is your number 1 babyface, and she got booed out of the building because the build-up was horrible. Why not have a match, like Rhea says, I'm not waiting until after WrestleMania. I want my rematch now. And then, you could have a match with Bianca Belair, kinda interfere on some stuff, and Cena no contest, and then you do the triple threat. Instead of Rhea being a crybaby like 2004 Shawn Michaels, and Bianca thinking she's better than Triple H and John Cena combined. And talking about John Cena, I'm gonna talk about that later. Okay, I'm gonna talk about that later. But this match was excellent. I love the finish where Bianca gave Rhea the KOD. She covers Rhea, and then Io out of nowhere, because not really out of nowhere, because when she got placed in the corner, I knew that this was gonna be the finish, because you could kind of see it. Io was placed in the corner, and then Rhea received the KOD by Bianca, and they were in the middle of the ring. So you kind of knew, okay, so Io's gonna moonsault and cover Bianca. They did the Armageddon 2008 finish, which is such a great finish. The Armageddon 2008 WWE title triple threat match finish is amazing. So I'm glad they kind of recreated here that same finish. And after the match, you could see Rhea being so mad. But at the same time, Bianca she just kind of snapped. And obviously on the Raw after Mania, this kind of me getting ahead of myself, she said that she broke some fingers, so Bianca's gonna be out of action for a couple of weeks. But hey, this match was excellent. Since that was so lazy to give this match a graphic, I just used the graphic that they use for SmackDown to promote this match. So this is the only one that is different, because they didn't put a graphic on WWE.com. So this is the only graphic that exists of this match, because they were so lazy about it. But yeah, it's Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sing City street fight. We know what happened on WrestleMania 40. Drew McIntyre beat Seth Rollins to become the World Heavyweight Champion. He rubs it on CM Punk's face, and CM Punk says, okay, F you, dude. Clips him, hits him with the title, hits him with the brace that he had on his triceps. Then Damian Priest sees the opportunity. He comes down with the ref. South of Heaven cashes in. 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest is the new World Heavyweight Champion. Clash at the Castle. Drew McIntyre gives the Claymore to Damian Priest. 1, 2, and obviously Damian kicked out. The ref saw it. Then Drew McIntyre put his hands on the ref. And guess what? The ref defended himself. And with absolutely help from absolutely nobody, Damian Priest defeated Drew McIntyre once again to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Fast forward the 2025 Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber 2025. In both matches, Damian Priest eliminated Drew McIntyre. And ever since the Chamber, they've been hitting each other, ambushing each other, getting thrown into real glass, Cry Me a River. But yeah, one of the funniest things in this match was when Drew was attacking Damian, he took his brother's phone, took a picture, and then posted it on X. That was great. Okay, Drew, what a throw. Yeah, but man, they just put each other through hell on this one. Obviously, the finish came in when um, Drew threw Damien through the table, put him in the ring, Claymore, 1, 2, 3. Drew wins. This feud looks apparently over, looks like. Apparently, because you're gonna hear on the Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania reviews. You'll hear what I think about it. You'll see, you'll see. But but once again, another good match. The undercard on night two starting to look a lot much better than the undercard on night one. Will night two keep it up? Let's see. Since I don't remember which match came after Damien versus Drew, I don't remember if it was the Randy Orton Open Challenge or the IC title Fatal 4-Way. So I decided, okay, you know what? I'm gonna talk about the IC title Fatal 4-Way first, regardless. It's Dominic versus Finn Balor versus Penta challenging Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. Okay. First of all, poor Carlito. He got speared once again through the announce table. Poor Carlito. He Carlito knows his role perfectly. And 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 that's so good to see a wrestler knows his character 100%, that he knows what he needs to do and when he needs to do it. That spot was perfect. And the way Carlito looked at Braun as he's like, oh shit, here we go again. And bam, spear. Penta looked great here. And also this match served up, to start building the dissension between the Judgment Day, between specifically Finn and Dominic. And then they started hitting each other. So that is when the match really started to pick up. And when we go to the finish, we're like, Finn low blows Dominic with the post. I think he gives Penta the coup de grace, or was it to Braun? I really don't remember if it was to Penta or Braun. But anyway, he gives the coup de grace. Finn's going for the pin, but Dominic recovers from the low blow, frog splash onto both of them. He pins Finn, 1, 2, 3. Dominic becomes the new Intercontinental Champion, and the crowd goes absolutely bananas. Which, maybe, just maybe, the rumor that Hugo Sabinovich said in September, for people who do not know, Hugo Sabinovich was the former Spanish commentator for WWE from 1994 all the way through 2011. And he was always alongside Carlos Cabrera, who is now in AEW as the Spanish commentator ever since like 2024. I think he's been there for almost a year now. So yeah, man, the pop that Dominic got, he was so excited that he went back to the ring to celebrate, and the crowd made an even bigger pop. And I know I'm not talking too much about some of the matches here, but because I have a lot of stuff to say about that main event. and how they could have made it, how they could have reached the same objective, doing it in a better way to get more heat on John Cena. But just wait, just wait, just wait. So, oh wait, as I was saying, the rumor that Hugo Savinovich got in September, October, he said that WWE is planning to turn Dominic babyface. And with this reaction on WrestleMania, I'm like, Hugo Savinovich was right. This was the plan all along, and we didn't see it. Because I know that Hugo takes a lot of crap with some stuff that he says, but man, when he's right, you gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. He said Dominic is turning babyface. He said that in September 2024. It was either September or October of last year. He said after WrestleMania 41, they're gonna start the slow burn of the Dominic Mysterio face turn. And I'm just gonna say this: Dominic is gonna get the hell beaten out of him, and no one is gonna come to his aid except Rey Mysterio. Rey is gonna come to the aid of his son, and that is how you reunite the Mysterios. And that is how you give Dominic the babyface rub. Because I've always said it, the greatest heroes, the greatest babyfaces in wrestling history always start their careers as heels. And people forget that Hulk Hogan started as a heel and then became like the face of wrestling in the 80s. Stone Cold started as a heel and became one of the biggest babyface of all time. John Cena started as a heel and became one of the greatest babyfaces of all time. I mean, Roman, to become a babyface, to become a beloved babyface, he had to turn heel because he was rejected the first time as a babyface. So he had to turn heel and he gave us the Tribal Chief, which was great. So now he can turn back babyface, which is what he did when he helped Cody on SummerSlam, and when Cody helped him at Bad Blood. You feel how the crowd reaction was so different compared to 2015. And I'm giving these examples because all of those heel turns help create better baby faces long term, which is what they're doing with Dominic. I think they turned him heel because they were like, man, I mean, you have to. I mean, at this point, you have to turn him babyface. You have to turn him babyface because there's no other choice. And I hope Dominic has a great run as the AC champion, and he'll have an even better babyface run. Now, let's talk about the next match. Next up, we have the Randy Orton Open Challenge, which originally was supposed to be Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens in a number one contenders match, with the winner of Randy versus KO facing the winner of Cena versus Cody at Backlash. That was the stipulation of that match. And if I remember correctly, on the SmackDown before Mania, they stated that stipulation was still included. So in this open challenge, whoever won was gonna face Cena on Backlash, or Cody, who knows. So Randy Orton came first. The colors on his trunks were the same colors that he wore on his main roster debut in April 2002. So yeah, it's been 23 years of Randy Orton in the main roster. And if you include his time in OVW, it's actually 25 years. So yeah, 25 years. That is a longest time. So Randy Orton comes out, he's waiting. My pick was Nick Aldis. I did not expect this. But then when the doors open and you hear, say his name and he appears, I lost my mind with Joe Hendry, man. Joe Hendry was the surprise. The TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Joe Hendry, made his WrestleMania debut. He even had his own WrestleMania shirt. Say his name and he appears. So everybody in the arena was like singing, wave your hands from side to side and say, I believe in Joe Hendry, the prestigious one. Excellent production. Excellent. The match began. Joe Hendry dominated this first portion of the match. He even gave him the fallaway slam. He did the keep up. He started stomping the ground, trying to go for standing ovation. He did the standing ovation on Randy, but then he posed, and out of nowhere, the Viper struck with the RKO. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was like 3 minutes, but they gave him the entrance. He got a couple of spots in. He just got distracted and paid the price. And I thought, perfect. And then when Randy picked him up and gave him respect, this is the only thing that I didn't like about all of this. Why did Randy have to give Joe Hendry the second RKO? Like, just pay him respect and pose together, because after Randy did the Joe Hendry pose and then he continued doing his shtick. So why not have both of them do the pose and then Randy doing his pose? Like, for me, everything was done correctly up until that second RKO. That's just me. That second RKO was unnecessary. Everything else perfect. The way it should have been. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is a match where I was like, oh, this is the peace break match. And man, I'm people, I love AJ, but I think it needs to be said. AJ Styles poops his pants when it comes to WrestleMania. I don't know, he gets scared of WrestleMania because, man, we call AJ this generation's Shawn Michaels, but man, Shawn Michaels always stole the show on WrestleMania. AJ has never stole the show on WrestleMania. Like, it's like he gets scared of the big moment. He gets scared of WrestleMania. I don't know why. Why he gets scared. And if you look at his opponents, it's like, damn. How all of these matches are meh. Like, the Jericho match on WrestleMania 32, like AJ being the only guy to wrestle on Wrestle Kingdom and WrestleMania on the same year is amazing. But man, that match was like, eh. Then WrestleMania 33, the match with Shane was good, but not a classic. The match with Nakamura was disappointing. The match with Orton was just there. The Boneyard match with Taker was actually pretty good, but it's cinematic. WrestleMania 37, he teamed up with Omos versus the New Day. That was awful because Omos was as green as a was greener than grass. WrestleMania 38, he had the match with Edge, which they gave him almost half an hour, and it was meh. WrestleMania 39, he missed the show because he had a broken ankle. And WrestleMania 40, he had the match with LA Knight, and it was alright. Like, I don't know what AJ gets scared of the moment in WrestleMania for some reason. He gets scared of the moment, which has really surprised me during his entire run in WWE. Because if you see some of his other matches, like the 3 matches with Cena were excellent. Maybe it's the pressure of WrestleMania and he succumbs to the pressure. I don't know. Like I cannot even imagine. Like why he is so great on every other show, why he has been great on every other show except WrestleMania. It's either he succumbs to the pressure or he does number 2 on himself. But yeah, the finish came in when one of Logan's lackeys, Jeff, came in to put the brass knucks on the apron. Karrion Kross stopped him. Karrion was trying to convince AJ to cheat to win. AJ told him, no, I'm gonna win this fair and square. Logan Paul took advantage, pulverizer, 1, 2, 3. Who cares? And I like Logan Paul, but this match was just put together for the sake of having a good match. That's the only reason of that match. Just having a match for the sake of having a good match. Like, I felt this was AEW for a minute. God damn. The women's tag team titles were on the line on this one, where Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez face against Women's IC Champion Lyra Valkyria and Bayley for the women's tag team titles. Bayley got attacked before the match, so Lyra had to find a mystery partner. And the mystery partner was, drumroll please, Becky Lynch. Who would have thought? Becky Lynch came in. Liv Morgan got scared because she was all of last year, ever since May of last year, she was bragging, oh, I retired Becky Lynch, blah, 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 blah. So, Becky came in, we started the match. This match was like less than 8 minutes. This was just, the pop for Becky's return. I'm just gonna say this, for the time they were given, it was good. Raquel looked horrible on this match. She almost hit Liv on one part of the match. Which, God. Raquel looked bad here. Lyra looked good. She was getting the hate. And then when she was about to do the attack, after fending off Raquel, Liv came from behind, tripped Becky. The tag was not made. Raquel and Liv continue with the heat on Lyra. Then Lyra escaped, gave the tag to Becky, and we were off to the races. Manhandle slam. I mean, first was the disarm her to Becky, from Becky to Liv, and Raquel fended off. Lyra came in, manhandle slam to Liv. Becky pins. 1, 2, 3. We got new women's tag team champions. So, We got lighter two belts at WrestleMania 41. How long will it last? I don't know. You have to watch Friday for the Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania reviews, and then on Saturday, I'll give this week's Raw and SmackDown reviews, because yes, I'm gonna start with the Raw and SmackDown reviews. Be jealous. Yeah. And that's a reference to the dirt sheet from Miz and Morrison. And now we go to the main event. Oh Lord, save me. This match was horrible. Like, the reason this review was delayed was because I wanted to hear why Rock wasn't on Mania, and obviously this is kind of a spoiler, Rock was not on Mania here. Like, and then he went to the Pat McAfee show saying, oh, the final boss character died when Cena turned heel. The company didn't tell me to be on WrestleMania. I'm like, idiot. We know why you weren't on WrestleMania, Dwayne, Rocky Maivia. The reason you weren't on WrestleMania is because you wanted Cody to turn heel, and the company told you, no, it's too soon to turn Cody heel, and your ego got butthurt, and you took your ball and went home. Just like Stone Cold did in 2002. And if I remember correctly, you took a stand after Stone Cold walked out in 2002. You were the guy that said, hey Vince, I cancel for the next couple of months. I cancel some movie shootings, and I'm gonna be back for just a couple of months just to have the people happy that Stone Cold is not there. And you, in a promo off air, do you remember what you say? Fuck Stone Cold. You said it, Rocky. And then before that, you opened Raw, even though you were a SmackDown guy, and you did a promo saying, like the guys in the locker room, blah 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 blah. You just gave a Raw speech that of how the locker room is so good, blah 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 blah. And if people don't are feeling unhappy, they can leave. Practically, throwing at this to Stone Cold. And then after a dark match, you said, fuck Stone Cold. We don't need him. You did the same thing that Stone Cold did in 2002. You didn't do what I want. I'm leaving. Like, what the hell? What the hell, Rock? Like, number one, turning Cena heel was the correct decision, because it's too soon to turn Cody heel. Because, okay, you turn Cody heel, which is what The Rock wanted. You're just gonna turning heel for like 5 weeks? Like, the heck? The heck? Like, oh God, I just don't know, man. I don't know. Like, Rock is so far up his ass. It's incredible how everything The Rock touches turns to crap. The Fast and Furious movies, he wanted to take control over Vin Diesel, and when he couldn't get it, he took his ball and went home. He put the nail in the coffin on the DCEU, taking a secondary villain like Black Adam and tried to make Black Adam versus Superman, like, because you didn't want to do Black Adam versus Shazam, because in your opinion Shazam is not a big enough hero for you. And even though you piss in bottles on set, let's be honest, that's true. And then your asteroid walking ex-wife, the Ava Rain's mom, that asteroid walking freak. You have to be there. And you didn't do it. Why? Because you didn't get what you want once again. And just like you always do, you turn into Stone Cold Steve Austin, the thing you very much hated. You took your ball and went home. Now that that's out of the way, finally, this match was awful. Cody had to lower his level to be on Cena's level. And obviously, it was a mixed reaction. Mostly positive for Cena, mostly negative for Cody. But we kind of expected that because the people just wanted to see the moment. I wanted to see the moment. I love Cody. I will always love Cody Rhodes. And he should remain a babyface for the rest of eternity. But you sacrifice WrestleMania to make SummerSlam the biggest show of the year. You watch WrestleMania 41 and you're like, oh. And this was me watching the show. Oh, they are sacrificing WrestleMania 41 for SummerSlam. That is how I felt during the entire build-up. You are gonna be like, oh man, SummerSlam was better than WrestleMania this year. Because guess what? It's gonna be. And for that, I'll say that's stupid. You don't sacrifice the biggest show of the year for the second biggest show of the year. And I cannot understand because Cardi B is gonna be the host and she'll probably be a referee in a match, which I'm gonna talk on due time. I mean, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. She's gonna be the special guest referee in the Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair match because I think on the next couple of months we are gonna get the reveal that Naomi was just a lackey. She was not the mastermind, and that the mastermind was Bianca Belair, which now gives time for Bianca to be off because she broke her fingers, meaning that she can come back as a heel. Because if you have watched the build-up to WrestleMania, during the build-up, the people have completely turned on Bianca Belair. Okay. And I know that the guy from Pro Wrestling Bits, Alfred Konuwa, he's saying that, oh, they're booing Bianca Belair on the international shows because she's black. Nobody. No. The reason they're booing Bianca Belair, and I know I'm going way off topic here, but it's 10 times better than talking about this match. Him saying that they're booing Bianca because she's black, it's stupid. Because it's not, and I'm gonna give you the reason. I'm Puerto Rican, so I kind of have a right to talk about this. The reason is that the Bianca Belair gimmick, she acts like a Puerto Rican cashier that works on a McDonald's. That's the reason people have turned on her. You don't want a Puerto Rican cashier on a McDonald's. No. Never. But once again, that's besides the point. Let's continue here. Okay, let's just go straight to the finish. I just don't want to talk about this. So after 4 AAs, Cena goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out. Travis Scott comes out. Cena is laughing. Travis gets in the ring. Cody gives him the crossroads. Cena goes for the title shot. Cody stops him. Cena asks for forgiveness. Cody is thinking about it. He looks at the crowd. The crowd starts saying, don't do it. Cena low blows Cody. Hits him with the title. 1, 2, 3. Bleh. And I understand, and I know that some people are gonna come out and say, "Oh, Cena said that he's gonna ruin wrestling." Okay, so in some people's brains, this match was bad on purpose. And I'm gonna tell you this: Cena wanted to ruin wrestling. He said a pretty interesting line on the SmackDown before WrestleMania. He said, "I don't have to wrestle to beat you." So this would have been 10 times better. This is my pitch. If Cena wants to win wrestling, I hope WWE watches this video. And this is a free idea from me to you, Hunter. So you can fix the Rock fiasco. So, why not do on every single title defense, Cena gets a substitute that defends the title for him, that defends the title in his honor. Like, you can have that happen. Like, line up heels that are gonna defend the title for Cena while he's on ringside smiling, looking at his title being defended without him even wrestling. That's great heel heat. Let me tell you that much. Because on late 2005, and I'm gonna go back to another thing that worked in 2005, when they did the best of 7 series US title, when they did the US title best of 7 series between Booker T and Chris Benoit, Booker T won the first 3 matches, right? And on the third match, he tore his groin, but he kept being the US title. So he kept, so what did he do? They made a storyline that for every single match in the best of 7 series, Booker T will need to find a substitute to defend the title. So he had guys like Orlando Jordan, Fit Finlay, Randy Orton, and you know, and then and obviously they continue with the original plan that Benoit was gonna come back from being down 3-0 and then do a 7th and final match. And then on match 7, the ref got knocked down. Benoit had Randy in the crossface. Randy stabbing. There's no ref. So what did Booker T do? He got involved. He hit Benoit with the title 4 times. Randy did the RKO, covers him. The ref recovers. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton retains the US title for Booker T in the best of 7 series. You can do that exact same thing during these next couple of months, and then by the time SummerSlam comes around, Cody returns, and then you can be like, no more help, no more substitutes. Like Nick Aldis can do that. And if you miss and if you don't wrestle at SummerSlam or don't show up, you will relinquish the WWE Championship. Like, do that angle, and then you can do like Cena comes out on SummerSlam. He's saying, I don't want this anymore. And then, like Cody calls him a coward on SummerSlam. And then when Cody turns around, Cena attacks him. The match begins. And ultimately, like Cody gets the title back by making Cena tap out or something. Like, that would be way more fun than what they did here. Tell me I'm wrong. Getting a substitute for every single Cena defense will be 10 times better than what we got on WrestleMania for 41, because now we have Cena and Orton at Backlash. Randy is always like a methodical, slow style, which works as a heel. But now Cena's working slow, so now Randy has to work fast. Like, I know that the promos are gonna be good and the story going to Backlash is gonna be good, but the match is gonna be bad. And people are saying, "Oh, that's the purpose. It's real wrestling. The matches are gonna be bad on purpose." Oh yeah, like, and then people won't watch because they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is." Man, when Roman was champion and Cody was champion, the stories were from good to great, and the matches, in a way, kind of lived up to the hype. Cena's matches are not gonna live up to the hype, and I really thought that Cena had something left in the tank. He doesn't. He has nothing left. He's washed. And I love Cena to death. And that's my opinion. And I just want to stop talking about this match, so I'm gonna end the review right here before I get an aneurysm and pop a blood vessel. So this is gonna be it for this video, guys. Remember, Friday it's gonna be the Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania reviews, and then Saturday it's gonna be this week Raw and SmackDown reviews. So next week we'll continue with the WWE 2K25 videos. As I always say, cherish beautiful moments with your families, create beautiful memories, because life's too short, but those memories last a lifetime. As always, this is Anthony signing off. Bye bye.